Hello again, my dear students. Today's lesson is talking about what are the planets in our solar system. This is unit number 6, Earth and Space, lesson 4, page 327. This lesson is talking about the solar system and the planets. As an introduction, you have engaged your brain as usual. Okay, and you have to find out the vocabulary words. This lesson mainly contains 3 parts. The first part is talking about the inner planets of the solar system. The second part about outer planets of the solar system. And the third part is talking about the life zone, which is Earth. How is it suitable for life? Okay, so this part is mainly talking about the solar system and the inner planets in the solar system. Okay, as you can see these pages, the inside track. Okay, we will stop here, this page. The other part 2, will be talking about the outer planets and the life zone. Okay, now let's go back to the digital lesson. As you know, digital lesson, unit 6, lesson 4. You click on this button and here we go.
We recently went on a tour of an observatory where we looked through a powerful telescope to view the stars and a few planets. If you know what you are looking for, you can see all 8 planets at different points in the year. On our tour, the staff told us about other devices that are used to take closer views of the planets and about all the cool things people have learned from studying these images. Click the hotspots to see my favorites. Then
Okay.
click Next when you are ready to continue your journey into our solar system.
So we're going into a journey in our solar system. This is called the solar system. Solar system mainly consists of the sun, which is a star, and planets that revolves around the sun. It moves in orbits. Okay, each planet has an orbit. How many planets do we have in our solar system? Yes, 8 planets. Okay, let's start with the hotspots, and before that, just keep in mind that the first 4 planets are called the inner planets, and the last 4 planets are called the outer planets. Okay, and between them there is a belt made of rocky objects, which is called asteroids. You will know more about them. It's between the inner and the outer planets. Okay, let's see this one.
We learned that Mercury is often visible with binoculars in our night sky, but it just looks like a tiny dot. From spacecraft that have traveled near the planet, we have learned that the surface of Mercury has craters and smooth plains.
Mercury, then
We saw Mars through
Mars.
the telescope. I love its red color. On the tour, we learned that several spacecraft have orbited Mars and even landed on its surface. I think it's cool that Mars has 2 moons orbiting it.
By the way, do you know why is it red? Why Mars is red? Yes, because it contains iron on its surface. Okay, the last one.
We weren't able to see Neptune that night, so we couldn't check out its blue color or dark spot. The scientists told us that only one spacecraft has traveled to Neptune, so we have a lot to learn. We do know that Neptune has faint rings and 13 moons. Can you imagine what it would look like to see that many moons in the night sky?
Okay, next.
Welcome to the lesson, What are the planets in our solar system? Where you'll learn about the planets and other objects in our solar system. You'll also find out about how the planets within the solar system are different from one another. The vocabulary words for this lesson are solar system and planet. Click each word to find out more about it.
Okay, let's start with the solar system.
Solar system. A star and all the planets and other objects that revolve around it.
So it's a star. Okay, this picture shows this is the star. In our solar system, the star is our sun. Other solar systems, they might have more than 2 stars. Okay, could be 2 or 3 stars. And these objects are the planets that revolve around the star. So this is called the solar system. Not only the planets, we have other objects that orbit the sun as well. As we mentioned before, we have this belt of rocky objects, which is called asteroid belt. We have something called comets. Okay, we will talk about them. Let's go back. Let's see planet.
Planet. A large round body that revolves around a star in a clear orbit.
So it's a large round body that revolves around the star in a clear orbit. If the orbit is not clear, it's not considered a planet. Okay? If the object is not large enough, it's not a planet. If it is not round, it's not a planet. This is why when I told you about asteroids are not round. This is why they are not considered planets. Okay? And we will see what are asteroids later. Next.
It's hard to imagine anything bigger than the whole world, but Earth isn't even the biggest planet within our solar system. Do you know what is the largest planet? Jupiter is. In fact, Jupiter is as wide as 11 Earths.
Yes, if you arrange 11 Earths next to each other, you have to put 11 Earths to fit one Jupiter. Imagine how huge Jupiter is.
A solar system is a star and everything that revolves around it. Do you know how many stars there are in our solar system? That's right, 1. Every solar system has at least 1 star. Ours is the sun. Click the highlighted spots on the image to learn more.
So again, this is the solar system. It is made of a star. Okay, and other objects, round objects, big round objects called planets. In addition to, we have these rocky objects that orbit the sun, as you can see here. This is called the asteroid belt. It's between the inner and the outer planets. And we have here comets. So we have comets, planets, asteroids, and other objects that makes the solar system. Okay, one more thing. Till this part, till the asteroid belt, These planets are called terrestrial planets, which means it looks like the Earth, or they are called the inner planets because they are very close to the sun, while the farthest four are called outer planets or gas giants. Sometimes they're called gas giants because they are made of gas and they are far away from the sun. Okay, let's see hotspots.
Planets are categorized as inner and outer planets based on what they're made of and how far they are from the sun. The inner planets all have solid surfaces.
So the inner planets are close to the sun and they have solid surfaces. Close to sun and solid surfaces. While the outer planets, they are far away from the sun and they are made of gases. Okay, let's see this
A
one.
planet is a large round body that revolves around a star. There are 8 planets in our solar system.
So 8.
Earth is the only one known to support life. Earth's distance from the sun and Earth's atmosphere make Earth a safe place to live. Some planets have many moons. Earth has one.
Okay, and Earth is located in a zone which is called the life zone. Okay, now let's see asteroid
An area
belt.
called the asteroid belt lies between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Asteroids are rocky bodies that orbit the sun. They're much smaller than Earth and are spread far apart from one another in the asteroid belt. To make it easier for you to see, we increased the size of the asteroids relative to the planets in this image. In reality, they are much smaller and farther apart.
Do you see they're much smaller and farther apart? They don't have round shapes as well. Now let's move to the outer planets.
The outer planets orbit the sun outside the asteroid belt. They are made mostly of gases and are much larger than the inner planets.
Yes, they're far away, much larger, and they're made of gases. And we have other differences. We will see that later.
The planets are all very far apart and far from the sun. It would be very difficult to measure these distances in feet or meters, or even in miles or kilometers.
Yes, because distances in space are very huge. So we use something called AU. AU is astronomical units. Astronomical units, we compare the distances of the planets, okay, according to the Earth. So that the standard distance is the Earth, and we say that Earth has 1 AU. We will start from Mercury.
Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. It is about 0.4 AU from the sun. It is also the smallest planet, about the size of Earth's moon.
Smallest planet and closest planet to the sun. Let's see Venus.
Venus is about the same size as Earth. It is about 0.7 AU from the sun.
You see
It has a thick
0.7.
atmosphere made up mostly of carbon dioxide that traps heat, making Venus the hottest planet in the solar system.
So although Mercury is the closest planet, but Venus is the hottest one. Why? Because of its thick atmosphere that traps heat, because the atmosphere is made of carbon dioxide. Okay?
Venus is about
Now
the same
let's move
size.
to Earth.
Earth is 1 AU from the sun.
1 AU.
Its distance from the sun and its atmosphere make it possible for life as we know it to survive.
So its atmosphere its distance from the sun, its suitable temperature as well, and in addition to it has liquid water, okay, on its surface. Next, Mars.
Mars is the farthest inner planet from the Sun. It is 1.5 AU from the Sun. There is evidence that there may have been liquid water on Mars at one time. Mars has polar ice caps made of frozen water below a thin layer of frozen carbon dioxide.
So although it has water, but it is frozen, it's not liquid, okay, so it's not suitable for life. In addition to, it has more carbon dioxide in its atmosphere. Till here, okay, these are called the inner planets. We said that here we have the asteroid belt. Then we will start talking about the outer planets. Now let's see what are the outer planets.
Jupiter is an outer planet. Its surface is made of gases. Jupiter is 5.2 AU from the Sun. Jupiter has more than 60 known moons.
Wow, 60 known moons. It could be more. Okay, so it's giant, made of gases. Let's see Saturn.
Saturn, an outer planet, is 9.6 AU from the Sun. All of the outer planets have rings, but Saturn's are the most obvious.
Yes, all of the outer planets, they have rings and moons. More than one moon, by the way. But the most obvious rings are for Saturn. Next.
Uranus is 19.2 AU from the Sun. That means that it is almost 10 AU from Saturn. Uranus's diameter is 4 times as large as Earth's. It has at least 27 moons.
And the last one is
Neptune is the farthest planet from the Sun. It is about 30 AU from the Sun. Neptune has 13 known moons.
okay. Now Uranus and Neptune, they have methane gas in their atmosphere. This is why they look blue. Okay, something weird about Uranus, that it rotates on its side like a rolling ball. Uranus, for example, Earth rotates this way on its axis, while Uranus, it's blue, this is its axis, so it rotates this way. It's like the rolling ball. Next.
Now that you've learned about
Okay, you have to arrange
Now that you've learned
the
about all the
planets.
planets, see if you can put them in order from closest to the Sun to farthest from the Sun.
Now, you can use your Think Central account to drag and drop. So we will start from closest. Closest one is Mercury. Then Venus. That's right. Then Earth. Then Mars. Now we're done with the inner planets. Now the outer planet starts with Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, okay, I'll go back there, Neptune, okay, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay?
Great job!
So you have to try it. I tried to make some mistakes just to know that it doesn't work if you don't arrange them very well. Next.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are called the inner planets because they're the ones closest to the Sun. They're also called the terrestrial planets.
Terrestrial planets.
Terrestrial means like Earth. Unlike the outer planets, the inner planets are made mostly of rocky material.
So rocky material.
However, they're not all the same. Click the images to learn more about each inner planet.
So inner planets are made of rocky materials, okay? Rocky inner planets are very close to the Sun, but they are different. Let's see Mercury.
Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. It is also the smallest planet in our solar system. Mercury's atmosphere is very thin, which means that there are very few gases near Mercury's surface. When it is nighttime, it is very, very cold. When it is daytime, it's cold. When it is daytime, it becomes very hot.
So it's very cold at night time, very hot daytime. It has thin atmosphere. So this is why. Now Venus.
Venus is about the same size as Earth. However, Venus is much, much hotter. It has a thick, cloudy atmosphere that traps heat.
So this is why Venus is the hottest planet, although it is not the first or the closest planet to the Sun.
Earth's atmosphere protects the surface from the Sun's ultraviolet rays and keeps the temperature relatively comfortable.
So atmosphere.
Earth is the only known planet with oceans of water.
Liquid water.
The oceans help keep Earth's temperature stable.
Now Mars, the red planet.
Mars has a very thin atmosphere. It is much colder than Earth. Robotic spacecraft have gathered data about the surface of Mars. These missions have found evidence of liquid water, including drainage patterns and even islands in the middle of what are now dry stream beds.
Okay, now we're done with the inner planets. Okay, we'll stop here and we will see the second part, which is talking about the outer planets and the life zone. So we will stop this page, as you can see. Okay, so this is page 333. So see you in the second part. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your time. Stay safe.